Shalom. First and foremost, as always, I want to start by giving all praise, all honor, all glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, Bahasham Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching me this truth according to the Bible through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah. And a sincere peace and salutation to all you hopeful elect Akim out there, pushing his word in all truth and sincerity, doing the work as Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah has created us to do, so he can wake up and seal the elect of the nation of Israel, which consists of you so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, and also you Israelites who are scattered amongst the heathen nations that may look like the heathen nations, but your father's seed line of your lineage goes back to you being a so-called black, Hispanic, Native American, and Seminole Indian. One of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. Hey, Shalom. It's your brother Halak from the GMS Denver camp, coming back once again through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shah, with another lesson. And this is going to be another installment of the series I'm doing entitled Fueled by Faith, where we're going to some of the accounts of our righteous forefathers and them being delivered from the crazy situations that they were put in to try their faith. You know, because we're going to have to move with great amounts of faith here in these last days as this thing winds down. As we see this man come down with great wrath, we're going to have to lean heavily into faith. And that's a good thing, because like the scriptures tell us, the just shall live by faith. We shall walk by faith and not by sight. It tells us that the only way to be pleasing in the sight of the Most High is through faith. So we are going to be put in crazy situations for our faith to be tried, man. And this is why you hear the men of Great Millstone speak on faith so much, because we are faith-based Israelites. You see? And these different accounts that were written in our history book are for us to look back to see how our righteous forefathers moved. Our righteous forefathers moved in faith and believed in Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, and they were delivered from all these crazy situations that they were in. You see? So I want to start right here in Romans 15:4. It says, "For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope." So these things that we find written in our history book are for us to look back to have what? Comfort in, to have hope in, to know and understand that when we find ourselves in these crazy situations, as is foretold to come upon us, to try our faith, that what? Our righteous forefathers were put in similar situations, and through their faith, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah delivered them. You see? This is why it's so important to understand our lineage as Israelites. This is why it's so important to understand and move wholeheartedly with faith, man. You see? Let's go here. This is Hebrews 11:32. It says, "And what shall I more say? For the time would fail me to tell of Gideon, and of Barak, and of Samson, and of Jephthah, of David also and Samuel, and of the prophets, who through faith subdued kingdoms, wrought righteousness, obtained promises, stopped the mouths of lions, quenched the violence of fire, escaped the edge of the sword, out of weakness were made strong, waxed valiant in fight, turned to flight the armies of the aliens. Women received their dead raised to life again, and others were tortured, not accepting deliverance, that they might obtain a better resurrection. And others had trial of cruel mockings and scourgings, yea, moreover, of bonds and imprisonment. They were stoned, they were sawn asunder, were tempted, were slain with the sword. They wandered about in sheepskins and goatskins, being destitute, afflicted, tormented, of whom the world was not worthy. They wandered in deserts and in mountains and in dens and caves of the earth." So these are things that all of our righteous forefathers suffered through faith, man. And what we're going to focus on today is this right here: stop the mouths of lions, because we're going to go into the account of our forefather Daniel, a prophet, who was thrown into the lion's den because of his belief. And this is why we're being persecuted, man. This is why they're going to come down upon us having great wrath, because we believe in Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai as we're supposed to do as Israelites. We're not doing anything wrong, man. We're not doing anything harmful. We're doing what we were created to do as the Most High's chosen people. And that's uplifting and exalting him. When I say him, I mean the only begotten, the Heavenly Father Yahweh, through faith in his only begotten Son Yahweh Shai. This is what we have been commanded to do as the Israelites. And all of our righteous forefathers have been standing in the boldness of this from the jump. You see? Matter of fact, let's get this real quick. This is Isaiah. It's what, 59? Let me see. Where is it? Yep, this is it right here. Isaiah 59:15, it says, yeah, truth faileth, and he that departed from evil maketh himself a prey. And that's what we're doing through the Holy Spirit. We're leaving off from these wicked ways that we've learned up under these heathen. You see, as we try to join ourselves unto them, and we're turning back to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, as the Most High prophesied that the remnant would do. Isaiah chapter 10. You see, and because we're departing away from these evil ways of the heathen, because we don't want to be joined hand in hand with them, because we're uplifting and exalting Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, our God, and his only begotten Son, and walking in the customs, our true heritage, our true culture, you see, we've been made to be a prey in this wicked world for doing what the Almighty has created us to do. And what does it go on to say? And Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai saw it, and it displeased him that there was no judgment. So the Most High is displeased at the world and its treatment of the Israelites who are doing their best to be what he made us to be. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is displeased at this, man. That they're setting up all these snares and traps on to basically to cast us down. Because we're doing what? We're uplifting and exalting him and his Son. The Most High doesn't take light to that, man. Because what is it going to say in verse 16? And he saw that there was no man, and wondered that there was no intercessor. Therefore his arm brought salvation unto him, and his righteousness it sustained him. You see this? So Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is going to justify us through Yahweh Shai. And it tells us that in Romans chapter 8. If the Most High be for us, who can be against us? You see, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is for us, man. And all of our enemies that think they're going to come up and persecute us and get the victory over us, you know, because they're going to try to spin this false narrative that we're just the worst people walking the earth. We're all type of domestic terrorists. We're causing harm to the human race. Hey, the Most High is not going to uphold that bullshit, man. And this is the same thing that these wicked niggas came up against Daniel with during the time of the Persian Empire. So this is a common occurrence with us who truly believe and those heathen, you see, who want to cast us down from our excellency, man. They don't want us to have anything to do with being Israelites. They don't want us to be, they don't want us to partake in our true culture. They don't want us to worship the one true living power, our God or his Son. They want us to be like them, be equal. Don't look at yourself as being superior. Everybody is equal. Everybody bleeds red. Why would you want to serve a God that only has one special people? Because that's what we were made to do. That's why. We were set up by Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai to serve him and his Son only. And this is what the true believers are doing. And because of that, we're hated. Because of that, we're going to be persecuted. Because of that, we don't mesh with this world. Our presence, it offends people. And it's okay. You see? It's okay. This is how Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai wanted it to be. And the remnant is going to stand in boldness in it. And may Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai allow us to be even bolder as every day passes by. You see, fuck these people, man. And Daniel, our forefather Daniel, was in that same spirit. Matter of fact, before we get that, let's get what Yahweh Shai told us in Matthew chapter 5. Let's jump straight to the point. Matthew 5:10, it says, blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake. That's what you have to understand. This is why it's so important to follow the true doctrine, man. Because when the persecution comes, you're going to understand and know why it's coming, that why we're suffering what we're suffering. Hell, why we go through what we go through now. It's all because what? We're being persecuted for righteousness' sake. You see? Because we're not of this world, like Yahweh Shai told us. If we were of the world would love his own. Because we're not of the world, and he has chosen us out of the world hateth us. And know that if the world hate us, it hated Yahweh Shah before it hated us. So we find ourselves in good company, man. We find ourselves on the right side of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, and I pray that he allows us to stay there. We're not moving in this world to be accepted by these wicked ass people that are okay with fucking homos and lesbians and transgenders running around. We don't give a fuck about it being accepted by these people that are out here just eating abominable meats, worshiping false idols, doing all manner of wickedness. Fuck these people. Their opinion of us does not matter. How they feel about us does not matter. And when they come up against us, trust and believe Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah is going to destroy them, man. You see? All that shit they're talking behind our backs right now, making fun of us, coming on our comment boards, trying to disturb and cause confusion, coming up to our camps, causing confusion. They're being marked for death, man. Know and understand that. And as we get into this account with our forefather Daniel, you're going to see exactly what's going to happen to all of our enemies. So Matthew 5:10, it says, "Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven." So we find ourselves on the right path, man. Because trust and believe, even more persecution is coming. And we see Esau setting the stage to roll on those who truly believe. This is coming, man. So yes, the time of Jacob's trouble is coming for all you Israelites who are trying to avoid it. It's inevitable. It has to happen. We must be persecuted just like our Lord Yahweh Shah was persecuted. And if you're not going through any persecution and you find yourself being accepted by this world, you should be questioning if Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah is dealing with you, man. You see, your presence should rub people the wrong way. Now, that doesn't mean that you just go out and intentionally try to offend people. But because you move in a different spirit, you're trying to walk in the ways of the Most High to the best of your ability. You don't conduct yourself as these people of the world conduct yourself. It's going to be friction. It's going to be tension. You're never going to really mesh. And that's okay. That's okay. You see? Matthew 5:11 says, "Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake." And that's what it is. Because we are serving Yahweh through Yahweh Shah, we're going to be lied upon. We're going to be demonized. We're going to be persecuted. They're going to bring all manner of false witness. You see? Did they not do that to Yahweh Shah? So it's going to happen to us as well, man. Get your spirit prepared for that. Matthew 5:12 says, "Rejoice and be exceeding glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so persecuted they the prophets which were before you." So we have to continue to move on in faith and know and understand that this is a part of the process. And if we continue to endure, you see, we have a great reward in heaven, man. And Yahweh Shai is going to bring us into that glory with him because what? We endured through these sufferings on his behalf, as all of our righteous forefathers have done before us, man. So this is not anything strange to the true believers. This is basically the something that all the true believers over the course of our history has gone through, being persecuted because we're standing for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah as we were made to do, being the Israelites. Now, let's get into this Daniel chapter 6, and I'm going to just read straight through it. This is Daniel 6:1. It says, "It pleased Darius to set over the kingdom 120 princes, which should be over the whole kingdom, and over these three presidents, of whom Daniel was first, that the princes might give accounts unto them, and the king should have done no damage." So you see, just being in the spirit of being an Israelite, that this is what Daniel, being a president, having a high position in this kingdom, and he was ruling over heathen. So you already know they felt some type of way about that, because these heathen haters, man, they hate to see Jake in glory. They hate to see Jake being uplifted and exalted. They hate to see Jake walking around with confidence, head up high, shoulders back, chest out, unfazed by their opinions, not seeking their acceptance. The heathen hate that shit. And Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah is cultivating us in that, as he's what? As he's grooming us in the spirit. You see? Yahweh Shai is grooming us up in the spirit to be in that bold and confident spirit, understanding and knowing who we are. And that rubs these people the wrong way, man. So trust and believe. Daniel was experiencing that. I can guarantee you, he was one of the three presidents, and those people who were under him, they were giving him all type of side eyes, talking shit behind his back. You see, you see, and then he was serving Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Oh man, he was definitely hated. So it goes on to say in verse 3, Daniel 6:3, it says, then this Daniel was preferred above the presidents and princes. So he was so out of all three presidents, he was the highest. He was preferred above all. You see? Because it says what? Because an excellent spirit was in him, and the king thought to set him over the whole realm. And you know, when the Israelite man has that type of power, he becomes the enemy. And I know brothers have experienced this as managers of jobs. I've experienced this in the military, being a leader, and it felt like just everybody was just out to goddamn make me have a hard time, man. You see, because they hate to see Jake in a position of power. This is nothing new, man. This is what it's always been, because the world hates the Israelite man. Especially an Israelite man who is moving in the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. You see? Now verse 4 goes on to say what? Then the presidents and princes sought to find occasion against Daniel concerning the kingdom. You see that? But they could find none occasion nor fault, for as much as he was faithful, neither was there any error or fault found in him. And this is why we've been commanded to walk in a certain spirit. You see, to obey the laws of the land, to do what needs to be done to be an upstanding citizen in this society. So no one will have an occasion or anything to bring up against us. You see? Because as we return back to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, he's telling us how we're supposed to move in this society. And when we're following those instructions, there's nothing that these people can say against us. And we're upholding the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High as best as we possibly can. So we ain't out here stealing. We ain't out here murdering nobody. We ain't out here sleeping with nobody's wives. We ain't out here committing homosexuality or being lesbians or transgenders. We ain't doing none of that shit. We ain't eating abominable meat. We ain't worshiping false idols. You see? We're doing what's pleasing in the sight of the Most High as best we can according to the law. And then ultimately, we have that faith in Yahweh Shai. So, and because of that faith, we move in a certain spirit. We move in a different spirit. So these people have no fault against us. They have no occasion against us. We're blameless. Or what can they say? Oh, he was mean to me. He didn't talk to me. He didn't speak. Oh, we don't have to do that. You see? I was uncomfortable when he came around. Hey, that's something that you need to take up in yourself. So once again, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is raising us up in a way where there's nothing they can blame against us. And that's why we have to be on our P's and Q's as we move about in this world, man. You see? Now it goes on to say, verse 5, then said these men, we shall not find any occasion against this Daniel, except that we found it against him concerning the law of his power. Then these presidents and princes assembled together to the king, and said thus unto him, King Darius, live forever. All the presidents of the kingdom, the governors and the princes, the counselors and the captains have consulted together to establish a royal statute and to make a firm decree that whosoever shall ask a petition of any god or man for 30 days, save of the king, save of thee, O king, he shall be cast into the den of lions. So you see what they're doing. You see, they're persecuting him for what? Righteousness' sake. They're trying to what? Have them they're basically having the statute put into place for Daniel not to serve the Lord, man. And it's the same thing that's going to happen with us. You see? Now, what is it going to say in verse 8? Now, O king, establish the decree and signed the writing, that it be not changed according to the law of the Medes and Persians, which altereth not. Wherefore King Darius signed the writing and the decree. Now when Daniel knew that the writing was signed, he went into his house, and his windows being open in his chambers toward Jerusalem, he kneeled upon his knees 3 times a day, and prayed and gave thanks before his power, as he did aforetime. And this is the same spirit we have to be in. Even when this persecution comes, we have to continue to stand firmly rooted, unmovable, unshakable, unwavering, and steadfast in our faith in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, man. That's why these things are written for us. Daniel didn't know, I can't pray to the Lord no more, man. This is a decree. Fuck all that. You see? Because we're doing what Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah has created us to do. And that's to serve him. We're not going to depart from that because these heathen feel some type of way. Fuck them. This is our lot as Israelites. You see? This is what we do. This is our profession. To serve the Almighty through faith in the Son Yahweh Shah. We're not finna forsake that because you heathen feel some type of way. Because you heathen are offended. Fuck you. You see? And this is basically what Daniel was saying, and he's saying it through his actions. Man, fuck that decree. I'm going to pray to my power like 3 times a day like I was doing before. And we have to continue on in that same spirit as Daniel was in, man. And he's doing all this through what? He's doing it all through faith. You see? Doing it all through faith because he knows what he's doing is what is right. Knowing that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah is on his side to protect him and deliver him from these wicked, evil men. And Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah is on our side as well, man. Are we not serving the Lord just like Daniel was? Of course we are. Let's get this real quick. Oh, I'm already there. Call hello, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. Nope, I'm tripping. Salaki. Still call hello, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah regardless. Let's get this real quick. Ecclesiastes chapter 2 verse 10, it says, look at the generations of old, which is what? The things that are written aforetime. Verse 10 it says, and see, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded? Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? You see that? Is this not what we're reading with our forefather Daniel? He's praying to the Lord because he trusts in the Lord. Was he confounded? He's abiding in the fear of the Lord. Is he being forsaken? Is the Most High despising him for praying to him 3 times a day? No, that's what the Most High wants from us as Israelites. You see? This is what he wants us to do. In the face of all the affliction, all the hell. Serve him no matter what. And Yahweh Shah is the chief example of that. Serving the Most High, being obedient even unto death. You see? So Ecclesiastes chapter 2 verse 11, it says, for the Lord is full of compassion and mercy, long-suffering and very pitiful, and forgiveth sins, and saveth in time of affliction. And affliction is about to come hard and heavy upon us who truly believe, man. You see? Like, we're going through affliction now, and we're enduring it. Keeping our trust and faith in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, and he's bringing us through everything now. How much more when this thing is really turned up to the max? To the max. You see? So it goes on to say, Daniel 6 and 11, then these men assembled and found Daniel praying and making supplication before his power. Then they came near and spake before the king concerning the king's decree. Hast thou not signed a decree that every man that shall ask a petition of any power or man within 30 days, save of thee, O king, shall be cast into the den of lions? The king answered and said, the thing is true, according to the law of Medes and Persians, which altereth not. Then answered they and said before the king, that Daniel, which is of the children of the captivity of Judah, regardeth not thee, O king, nor the decree that thou hast signed, but maketh his petition 3 times a day. Snitching ass niggas. You see that? You see? And this is the same type of shit that's going to be done unto us here in these last days, man. You have to get your mind prepared for this. These people that you think are your friends, that you work with, that you may see at the gym, these motherfuckers ain't your friends, man. And when the heat is turned on, these people are gonna what? They're gonna betray you and stab you in the back. Hell, even your family. Even your family. How Shah told us that what a man's foe shall be they of his own household. And it's all because we're serving Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah. But once again, we're not doing anything wrong. We're doing what's right. You see, these people are the ones who are in error, man, not us. So Daniel 6:14 goes on to say what? Then the king, when he heard these words, was sore displeased with himself because he loved Daniel, man. That's why Daniel was the chief of the presidency. The king was even considering putting Daniel over everything in all the realm. And he knew Daniel wasn't doing nothing wrong, man. This is being done out of jealousy, out of hate. And it's the same thing that we're going to have to suffer through. As we continue to trust, as we continue to fear and have faith in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. So he goes on to say, and set his heart on Daniel to deliver him. And he labored to the going down of the sun to deliver him. You see that? Because the king knew Daniel was innocent. He was fighting tooth and nail to try to, man, come on, man. Daniel ain't doing, you know what I'm saying? He was trying to deliver him out of the situation. But it goes on to say, verse 15, then these men assembled unto the king and said unto the king, know, O king, that the law of the Medes and Persians is that no decree nor statute which the king establisheth may be changed. 16, then the king commanded, and they brought Daniel and cast him into the den of lions. Now the king spake and said unto Daniel, thy power whom thou servest continually, he will deliver thee. So that showed you that these heathen kings, that a lot of them had reverence for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, unlike this fucking heathen Esau. You see? Because Darius knew what it was. He knew that the one true living power is Yahweh. And he knows that as Israelites, that's who we're supposed to be serving. So he didn't condemn Daniel for that. He told, hey, Yahweh whom thou servest continually, he will deliver thee. Even this heathen had faith that the Most High was going to deliver Daniel. You see? And this king right here, even though he's going into slavery in the kingdom of heaven, Daniel might look out for him, whoever Daniel is. Just because he was in that spirit to try to get Daniel up out of the situation. But his ass is going into slavery, though. Trust and believe, he's going to be a servant, but he might have a high position, you see, amongst Daniel's workforce or whatever it's going to be for Daniel. You know what I'm saying? Now, it goes on to say in verse 17, and a stone was brought and laid upon the mouth of the den, and the king sealed it with his own signet and with the signet of his lords, that the purpose might not be changed concerning Daniel. So they set up a snare to try to catch Daniel in, and guess what? These same type of snares are being set for us. This is why we see these different laws and legislation, these unrighteous decrees being pushed forth. It's to try to snare and entrap us. You see? But what does it tell us though? Yup. Let's get this real quick. Man. We'll start at verse 10. Fuck it. Daniel 7:10, it says, my defense is of the Most High. I'm sorry. Psalm 7:10. Psalm 7:10, it says, my defense is of the Most High, which saveth the upright in heart. And who are the upright in heart? The righteous remnant that have faith in Yahweh Shah. You see? These are words that we have to live by, man. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is going to save us if we're upright in heart. And this is why we have to put forth that conscious effort to renew that inner man day by day. And we do that by doing what? Fasting, praying, reading, doing the videos, doing what's pleasing in the sight of the Most High. And at the forefront of that is what? Faith in Yahushua. You see? Psalm 7:11 it says, the Most High judgeth the righteous, and the Most High is angry with the wicked every day. You see, with Esau being at the forefront of that, with the rebels of our people being a part of that as well. The Most High is angry with the wicked. He's not going to allow the wicked to have rule over us, man. You see? And to judge us unrighteously. The Most High is not going for that. So Daniel 7:12 it says, if he turn not, he will whet his sword. He hath bent his bow and made it ready. He hath also prepared for him the instruments of death. He ordaineth his arrows against the persecutors. And that's what? Ultimately, the end of Esau coming by way of that nuclear destruction. You see? That's what's coming upon our enemies, man. As the Most High has told us over and over and over again all throughout Scripture. Verse 14 says what? Behold, he travaileth with iniquity, and have conceived mischief, and brought forth falsehood against who? Those who truly believe. So what is he doing? Verse 15. He made a pit and digged it, and is fallen into the ditch which he made, because him coming up against those who truly believe is going to have Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua stand up on our behalf. And those snares and traps that he's made to try to catch us in, you see, he's going to end up falling into it. And that's what brothers say what? The Most High has Esau in the trick bag. You see, he think he's going to roll on us and just have his way with us. But hey, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua says that's not what it's going to be. These snares and traps and gins that Esau is setting up, his ass is going to end up being taken by it. Psalm 7:16 it says, his mischief shall return upon his own head, and his violent dealing shall come down upon his own pate. You see that? Let's get this in the NLT real quick. Psalm 7:16 NLT it says, the trouble they make for others backfires on them. The violence they plan falls on their own heads. And that's what's going to come upon our enemies, man. And as we read through that Daniel 6, you're going to see that's what's going to come upon those who set that gin and that snare up, you see, to try to take Daniel in. It's going to end up backfiring on you. And this is what's about to happen to Esau. You see? So Psalm 7:17 it says, I will praise Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua according to his righteousness, and will sing praise to the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Most High. And that's what we're going to continue to do. And we don't give a fuck about how you people feel about it. We don't give a fuck about how 2/3 feel about it. Let's say it like this. We don't give a fuck about how the rebels of the house of Israel feel about it. And we damn sure don't give a fuck about what you Gentiles think, which are you heathen nations. You see? You natural born Gentiles. We don't give a fuck about what you think. We going to continue to serve our power no matter what, man. And may Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua strengthen us to continue on in that spirit. Now, back in Daniel chapter 6, and verse Daniel 6:18, it says, then the king went to his palace and passed the night fasting. He was hurt. You see, he was hurt. He was condemned. His head was all over the place because of what was going on with Daniel, man. You see? You think Esau feels this type of way about us? Hell no. Esau ain't considered. This nigga trying to murder us, man. See, Darius wasn't in that type of spirit. You see? Even though they had our people in captivity, they still reverenced the God of Israel and the prophets. So Daniel 6:18 it says, then the king went to his palace and passed the night with fasting. Neither were instruments of music brought before him, and his sleep went from him. 19. Then the king arose very early in the morning, and went in haste unto the den of lions. Verse 20. And when and when he came to the den, he cried with a lamentable voice unto Daniel. Man, he was shook. He was hurt. he was tore up about this entire situation that was going on with Daniel, man. You see? So it says what? And the king spake and said to Daniel, O Daniel, servant of the living power. You think Esau is reverencing the Heavenly Father as the living power? We can see that they're not by what they're spewing down here on the earth right now. You see, and this is why the heathen are going to eventually receive mercy. And you Edomites won't, man. The heathen are going to actually be able to live in a world where righteousness reigns. But you Edomites are going to be erased forever because you haven't reverenced the true living power. You haven't reverenced his son. You haven't reverenced us as his people. So you are going to be completely eradicated from the earth. The Medes are going to still be here. You see, the Persians are going to still be here. Ham is going to be here. You Edomites won't, man, when it's all said and done. Moab, Ammon, they going to all be here forever. You fucking Edomites are going to be erased. Erased as if you never were. For your blasphemy spoken against the Heavenly Father, for your proud boasting and arrogance that you've displayed against Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, you are going to be erased as if you never were. But these heathen are going to be able to, enjoy this paradise that's going to be ushered in as the Israelites are put back in power. It tells you that in Ezekiel 35. You see? So Daniel 6:20, it says, Is thy power, whom thou servest continually, able to deliver thee from the lions? Verse 21 says what? Then said Daniel unto the king, O king, live forever. My power hath sent his angel and shut the lions' mouths, that they have not hurt me. For as much as before him innocency was found in me, and also before thee, O king, I have done no hurt. And this is what's going to be for the remnant, man. We're going to be blameless. We've done nothing wrong. All we've done was serve our power as we have been created to do as Israelites. And because of that, let's get this real quick. Because he said what? He sent his angel to close the mouths of the lions. Psalms 34:7, it says, The angel of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai encamped around about them that fear him and delivereth them. So I can guarantee you, man, the fucking lions was in the lions den with Daniel. They was in there purring and shit, purring. Being a cat. They was being a big ass cat. Purring, rubbing up against them like cats do. Because Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai sent the angel in there to quell their hunger. Oh, hold up. What does it tell us in Job? Job 5. Job 5. And we believe all this through faith, man. That's why it's going to be so crazy as we continue to move in the spirit of faith and watch these different miracles be worked on our behalf, man. You see? We are about to witness the power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai on a level that we've never seen it before. And it's all fueled by what? It's all going to be fueled by faith. Job 5:19 says, He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles. Yea, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee. In famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. Thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of the destruction when it cometh. At destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beast of the earth. For thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field, and the beast of the field shall be at peace with thee. And that's all because what? We're moving in the fear of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. You see, he's going to have his angels encamped about us to protect us. He's going to be pouring a different, heavier portion of the Spirit upon us in these dark times that we're coming into. All fueled by what? We have access to all of that through what? Through faith. For all of you niggas out here mocking us for being faith-based Israelites. Without faith, nothing is going to happen for you, man. You see? You see? It's all according to faith. Now, Daniel 6:23 goes on to say, Then was the king exceeding glad for him, and commanded that they should take Daniel up out of the den. So Daniel was taken up out of the den, and no manner of hurt was found upon him, because he believed in his power. You see? Well, Daniel 6:23. Then was the king exceeding glad for him, and commanded that they should take Daniel up out of the den. So Daniel was taken up out of the den, and no manner of hurt was found upon him, because he believed in his power. He believed in the Most High. So the Most High kept him protected. The Most High kept him safe. The Most High kept him secured. The Most High was his refuge, his shield, his buckler, his defense, as we constantly go into. And we have to move in the same spirit that our righteous forefather Daniel moved in. And guess what? Just like the Most High worked that miracle on Daniel's behalf, he's going to work the same type of miracles on our behalf. He even had some food brought to Daniel as he was in the lion's den. You see? I can't remember exactly where it is, but I know it might be in the Apocrypha. Let me see if I can find that real quick. I'm gonna find that. One moment. I found it. So this is let me see. This is Bel and the Dragon, chapter 1, verse 29. So it says what? Verse 28. When they of Babylon heard that, they took great indignation and conspired against the king, saying, when in fact, let's start at 30. It says, we'll start at 28. Salakia. When they of Babylon heard that, they took great indignation and conspired against the king, saying, the king has become a Jew, and he hath destroyed Bel. He hath slain the dragon, and put the priest to death. So they came to the king and said, Deliver us Daniel, or else we will destroy thee in thine house. Now when the king saw that they pressed him sore, being constrained, he delivered Daniel unto them, who cast him in the lion's den, where he was 6 days. And in the den there were 7 lions, and they had given them every day 2 carcasses and 2 sheep, which then were not given to them, to the intent that they might devour Daniel. Now there was in Jewry a prophet called Habakkuk, who had made pottage and had broken bread in a bowl, and was going into a field for to bring it to the reapers. But the angel of the Lord said unto Habakkuk, Go, carry the dinner that thou hast into Babylon unto Daniel, who is in the lion's den. And Habakkuk said, Lord, I never saw Babylon, neither do I know where the den is. Then the angel of the Lord took him by the crown, and bare him by the hair of his head, and through the vehemency of his spirit set him in Babylon over the den. And Habakkuk cried, saying, O Daniel, Daniel, take the dinner which the Most High have sent thee. And Daniel said, Thou hast remembered me, O power, neither hast thou forsaken them that seek thee and love thee. And so Daniel arose and did eat, and the angel of the Lord set Habakkuk in his own place again immediately. Sheesh. See, Do you see what faith is going to be able allowed to be done for us as we come into these dark times, man? That was a miracle. The most I had one prophet bring another prophet some food. You see? So these are the type of things that are going to be done for us here in these last days. And that's why the things are written aforetime are written for our learning. So we don't think it's strange. We're not like these false groups out here, man, that make light of what Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua can do. Or try to put the Most High in a box, man. The Most High is going to be doing things that we can't even comprehend for us because we believe in him. Just like he did for Daniel. You see? So now, Daniel 6:24, it says, and the king commanded, and they brought those men which had accused Daniel, and they cast them into the den of lions, them, their children, and their wives. And the lions had mastery of them, and brake all their bones in pieces, or ever they came to the bottom of the den. So even before they got to the bottom of the den, they was on their ass. You see, and this is the type of things that are going to be happening to our enemies who are setting these snares and traps to catch us in, man. It's going to backfire upon them because Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is going to be for us, man. Lord willing, we be a part of that number. You see? These are the type of things that we can expect to happen. And the Most High tells us all throughout the scriptures, man, that all of our enemies that try to rise up against us, he's going to destroy them, man. And we have to believe that. So Daniel 6:25, it says, then King Darius wrote unto all people, nations, and languages that dwell in all the earth, peace be multiplied unto you. I make a decree that in every domain of my kingdom men tremble and fear before the power of Daniel. For he is the living power, and steadfast forever. And his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed, and his dominion shall be even unto the end. So you see how the heathen is reverencing our power? This is something that Esau would never do. You see, but through this miracle that's being worked, it's causing the name of the Most High to be glorified. And that's what's going to happen here in these last days. For these different miracles worked on our behalf, is going to cause the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua to be magnified in the earth, as we're telling you what's going to be. You see? And we believe it all through what? Through faith, man. Through faith. Faith, 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 man. Faith, faith. It's all about faith. You see? Daniel 6:27 says, he delivereth and rescueth, and he worketh signs and wonders in heaven and in earth, who have delivered Daniel from the power of the lions. So this Daniel prospered in the reign of Darius and in the reign of Cyrus the Persian. You see, because what? Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua was with him because he believed. He believed because he believed in his power. You see, and we believe in that power. You see? So Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is going to be with us as well, man, and we wholeheartedly believe it. So that's another part, you know, in being in this series Fueled by Faith, man. We're gonna go into a few more accounts to show you, man, what Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua does on behalf of those that truly believe in him, man. And may we continue on in that faith, that trust, and our belief in our power as we've been created to do. Hey, so with that, I'm gonna end it by giving all praise, all honor, all glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching me this truth according to the Bible through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, and a sincere peace and salutation to all you hopeful elect Akim out there, pushing his word in all truth and sincerity, doing the work as Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua has created us to do. With that, I'm going to say Shalom, Wa, Abba, Babal.